thanks for everyone for joining. Today, I'm gonna take a session on ControlUp Enrich tool, and this is me. You can hit up a connection request in LinkedIn. We can have a connection over there as well. Today, we're gonna discuss, like I said, a new tool, which was like not really a new tool. I would say it was been in the market in a while, but Microsoft has made an integration with the Intune recently in the last Ignite. So we will just talk about that. We will go to the practical steps. I will share the Intune portal, and I will show you how it can be integrated with Intune portal. And obviously, like, we have just a test account, maybe a trial account. We don't have a, like, maybe a paid account over here. We get once you get, try to make a, like, an account, a trial account with the ControlUp Enrich. You will get 22 days or 21 days free trial. You have to upgrade to the paid version as a pay as you go, and I will show you how you can make it as well, right? This is a separate link. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, so I think we have to talk more about the control app, and I believe most of you probably would have heard about the control app somewhere in the internet, maybe somewhere, but you probably wouldn't have worked with the control app and reach, right, ever. So I think it's better to start with the control app and reach, and let's talk about the control app. So control app is a well-being, a leading organization in the digital employee experience, DX, right? You can call it as a DX management. Basically, DX, like I said, means it help you to manage or analyze, do the analysis, or, like, real-time monitoring of your devices. When I say real-time monitoring, it's actually means the monitoring of your CPU, like your memory, your system performance, last reboot, and many other things. I'll show everything in a moment. So control up at your operations and monitoring platform and provide the real-time visibility, like I said, and the management capability for physical and virtualized desktop as well, not just on the machines or the, like, devices which is on the internet, right? It helps us to do the monitoring on the physical machines as well as also the virtualized desktops as well, right? It provides system administrator and help desk person like us, who oversees the multiple user environment and are required to prevent the troubleshooting and performance issues, which means that, so when you have a control up and reach integrated with your Intune, it helps us to do the troubleshooting very fast, right? That's what it means. And it will help us to troubleshoot the application issues, operating system issues, automation issues, and many other things, right? It helps system administrator to the real-time monitoring, like I said, and performance optimizations and end user experience monitoring. So performance optimization means what? Like I said, CPU and the memory monitoring, and like with the last reboot monitoring, like any slowness issue monitoring. So all those things can be done using the control app enrich tool, right? So this is the diagram what I have taken from the control up side. So obviously the control up is on the cloud. It's a cloud based solution, right? It support the physical desktop, it support a virtual desktop, right? And that's as well desktop as a service and software as a service, or we call it as a SaaS, and web apps and unified comes as well. So which means that audio, video, it support everything, right? It just matter of making the integration, that's it, right? So why Intune and the ControlUp Enrich collaborated or maybe better together? What's the reason Microsoft made integration between the the Intune and the ControlUp? So this is the answer. ControlUp Enrich, or maybe the digital employee experience plugin for the Microsoft Intune, offers a desktop administrator real-time user experience analysis. This is what I was explaining. So using the ControlUp Enrich tool, ControlUp tool, you would be able to monitor your end user devices. When I say monitoring, it's gonna be a live data. It's gonna be a real-time user experience analysis, right? It can be done using only the ControlUp Enrich tool. You can do many automation activities. You can write up the PowerShell script. You can do many things, but as far as I seen, at least I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. It won't provide you the, like, in a GUI experience. It's not that easy though, right? It's just a matter of installing a tool here. It's just a matter of do some integrations, right? Once all done, you have lots of activities, right, that you can perform using this tool, right? That too from your Intune console itself. You no need to log out from the console, maybe you no need to log into any other console. Just matter of logging into the console, right? Go to the devices and do your activities. That's it. Next point is the tool helps you to gain end-to-end visibility across your entire IT infrastructure, from mobile devices to the virtual in a physical desktop, and it allowing better insight to the overall health, performance, and the user experience. That's what I was explaining. When you have the ControlUp Enrich tool integrated with Intune, it provides you, like, the option to monitor the health, the option to monitor the performance, and the, like, any user experience. Also, it will help you to take the remote of the system. It will help you to do many automation activities. It will help you to, troubleshoot any issues, right? When I say any issues, it could be an operating system related issue, it could be an application installation error, it could be something which related to your performance issue, right? You can monitor and you can troubleshoot anything using this tool, like, from the Intune console itself, right? It's a combined use of Intune and the ControlUp can be enhance your user support capabilities. Obviously, that makes sense. Intune and ControlUp offer automation capabilities to streamline the IT operation. This is very important, right? To know when you have both in place. Obviously, the Intune offers lots of automation, right? So we have made lots of blogs regarding the automation, and like in the PowerShell and many other automation activities, right? But when you have a ControlUp also better together, right? You can do more automation activities, right, on the Intune with the help of ControlUp, right? We explained about the ControlUp Enrich tool, and, like, what it offers, what are the advantages basically, right? How it can be integrated with your Intune or maybe your infrastructure. That's what I'm gonna discuss now. So basically, it's very simple, guys. It's ControlUp Enrich is available as a plugin. You probably would have installed or maybe added many plugins. Whatever the browser you use, you probably would have already added many plugins. That's very easy. You just need to go to the link, get the plugin, just right click and add it to the portal, right? Maybe your browser. So Enrich tool, maybe Enrich integration also same as that. You just need to go to the ControlUp Enrich site. You just need to right click and add as a plugin. That's it. Once the plugin is added, it will ask you to log in with your corporate ID and the password. In double quotes, it won't work with your Gmail or Yahoo account. You have to log in with your corporate email account. There's no other option, right? You can't log in with any other email, probably not with your mobile number, maybe not with any other. What if you don't have an account? Obviously, yeah, you have to create an account, right? When you create the account, it will ask you some information, right? The same way how you create the Intune account, right? When you have a new, like, maybe Azure account, it would ask you, like, put some information, but it won't ask you to, like, put your credit card information. It won't, like, it won't ask you to put some other information like what we used to get when we create the account in, like, in the Azure, right, or maybe the Intune, right? It will simply ask some information, right? Once you put that, your account will be ready, but it may take some time to, right, get create the account ready. Meanwhile, like, you will get the tenant name and the device registration code for you. These things, right? A tenant name and the device registration code, you have to remember it. I mean, technically you don't need to remember it, will be there in the console though, but you have to keep in mind this is pretty important to have your tenant name and the device registration code. So tenant name and the code, I mean the device registration code, gonna be unique for you, right? Maybe when I say you, not as a person, probably you, when you're gonna work for an organization, the tenant name and the registration code for you, like, code unique for your organization, right? So all other things, maybe the troubleshooting or maybe like agent installation or anything, right, that you're going to work with the Enrich or on the Intune, right, will depends on the maybe work on the tenant name and the registration code, right? So once you get the tenant name and the device registration code, you can download the Enrich agent. This is pretty important to understand. So now you have the integration ready. So you created an account with your corporate ID and the password. You get logged into the account, right? And you got the tenant name and the device registration code ready for you. And now see, there are thousands of devices you want to manage, right? How it can be integrated now? All those, like, devices are spreaded in different places, different, like, continents. So how you can manage all these devices, or maybe how you can get all these devices into ControlUp Enriched, or maybe like in the portal. All these devices are in the Intune, but it's not in the ControlUp, right? So obviously you have to install an agent, right? The same way how we install the SCCM agent, right? That makes more sense for you, I believe, right? The agent can be downloaded right away from the ControlUp site itself, right? It's going to be an MSI, right? You just need to get it installed on all the devices, right, which you would like to manage, right? So that need to get install. Once it get installed, right, you can manage, right, like your devices using the ControlUp Enrich tool, right? So there are multiple ways. When I say multiple ways, obviously you can download the MSI, and you can like right click and install by putting, right, your tenant ID and device registration code. This tenant ID and the device registration code will be useful when you install the agent. Without these two, right, your agent installation will not work. That's what I said. This is pretty important to remember all the time. So maybe note it down somewhere, right? When you try to install the agent, it will help you out, right? So when you try to install it, either you can install it the traditional manual way, right? Like right click and install with the code and the tenant name, right? And once that is done, you can just start working on it, right? If not, what is next, right? If say you have thousands of thousand missions, obviously this is an automated way. So nothing else, you can create a package either on the Intune, right, or maybe on the SCCM, right? The same way how we install the applications on our devices, right, using the Win32, or maybe like in a line of business, any method you call it, right? Or maybe if you want to install using the SCCM, you can just package it, right? You can install it, right? But while packaging, or maybe while doing the LOB, or maybe like the Win32 application, that as an installation command, you have to put a specific command that you can get it from the ControlUp site, right? You have to use that command. That command will have the tenant ID and the device registration code. So again, I'm saying without this tenant ID and the device registration code, your installation will not work. If the installation didn't work, obviously you will not be able to manage your devices through the ControlUp Enrich tool or through the Intune, right? So it can be installed on the Windows operating system, Mac operating system, Linux, and the thin client devices. So it covers everything, right? When you have a Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and thin client devices, right, it covers everything. It can support on all the operating system, right, what we generally support using the Intune. So it covers everything, right? So let me go to the next slide. So this I already discussed, advantages of using the ControlUp Enrich tool. So what are the advantages? So you have the ControlUp Enrich tool ready, you have installed, you made the like you created an account, you like you already ready to like explore the ControlUp Enrich tool. Before doing that, I think it's better to understand the advantage of using the ControlUp Enrich tool. I have listed out already, and I like discussed many points, but again, ControlUp Enrich is available as a plugin to add in your browser. It's very easy, right? It's just matter of getting the plugin and just like get it installed. That's it. And it improves IT efficiency by bringing the data into the IT interface. So it's very like it's very helpful when you want to bring the data into your like infrastructure, right? And it provides the real-time insight, or maybe the monitoring, right, of your end user devices, right, without the user knowledge, right? It help you to detect and resolve the issue faster, because you will have a like a live control of your a user device in your hand, right? And it allows the remote control. That's very important, right? And so I was very impressed when I saw the remote control and the shadowing capability, right? You see there are many other remote tools, like I never seen like someone take remote from the Intune. Probably I could be wrong, but using this tool, right, you can take remote of like an Intune devices. So we generally take remote of our SSM devices using the remote tool which are available in the SSM, right? Same as that, right, using the ControlUp Enrich, you can take remote of the devices, right, which is available in the Intune. So obviously the user have to approve it. Once the user approved, right, you can take control of the devices and you can do the control like a troubleshooting activity. The next feature is shadowing. So it's a debatable topic. So whether the shadowing is good or bad, I don't know. Like when you do the shadowing, right, there's an option in the like in a control app, you can right away do the shadowing without user knowledge. So you will be able to see the user screen, right? User will not be like know whether you're watching or not, right? You can see what actually a user is seeing, maybe user is doing from the back end. And yeah, obviously pros and cons, there are advantages also. At the same time, there are disadvantages as well. Probably this is again some yeah, policies right? I mean, I like the option, but when you ask me the consequence of this particular, I mean, particular like what's a feature, I don't know. I'm not making any comment on it, but it's available, Grace. So you can, you can do the shadowing. User will not be able to see or maybe know what exactly you're doing from the back end. I mean, you will get only the read access. You will not be able to do anything on the user screen. If you want to do something, you have to go ahead with the remote control, wherein people user will lose the access, you will get the access and you can work on it. So this is what I understood with the remote control and the shadowing. The next one is shell. Obviously, when it comes to the automation, right, you can directly put your shell script on the end user devices, wherein you can do the automation activities, right, and you can do the troubleshooting, troubleshooting activities or troubleshooting things over there using the shell script, right? So, and yeah, that are the advantages, right? And well, I think that's it I have with the um, PPT. Let me go to the console, Intune console. Before that, let me log in. It would ask me the username and password. Let me do that. Give me some time. And when I log in here, it is asking me to put the
Sachin, I think you are sharing the wrong screen.
no, I'm
It's
sharing the right screen because it's asking me to send the OTP and like an email ID, so I don't want to show that. I'm just logging in.
okay.
That's the reason. So with that. Okay, here you go. Right, I got it. So generally, see, this is our Intune console, right? For like plugin installation, what basically you have to do, you just need to come here, right? The ControlUp Enrich tool, maybe just type in the Google ControlUp Enrich, and you will get a option to add as a maybe a plugin. So mine is already added. You can, I mean, if I remove it from here, it will go off, and maybe you know how to add as a plugin, right? It's just matter of right click on the ControlUp Enrich tool, and when you click on that, like right away, it will ask you to, instead of remove, it will ask you to add into the Chrome. That's it. Once you add that into the Chrome, by the way, I have already explained everything over here in this blog. I will just get there right away. Give me a moment. Where's my chat screen? You can go through this. I already written everything in this blog. So so now we are here. So you just have to add as a plugin, right? When you go to the site, right, I already added the site details in my blog, right? When you click over here, add to Chrome, it will right away, right, directly would get added like this, right? Now it's added. Okay, now you go to the console. Now this is our Intune console. There's no enrich, you can't see anything over here. But once you go to the devices, right, so let me take the Windows device here. So you see, now I would be able to, when I click on the device, right, which I want to manage, right, so I'll get a icon present over here in the right hand side. This is the control enrich icon. This you will get only when you add the ControlUp Enrich tool as a plugin. When I remove that from here, right, it'll get get off here. So I will not be able to do any management activities over here, right? So like I said, you have to log in, right? If you didn't log in, when you click over here, right, it'll ask you to log in, right? When you log in, it'll ask your username and the password, like I said. So like I said, it has to be your corporate ID. It has to be your office email ID, and obviously you have to create a password as well. So and for a test account, I don't know how does that work for a, like in the production account, probably some like a single sign-on activity or something. Somehow some authentication would happen, but in my case, it's sending me a OTP into my personal mobile number, right? Once the OTP is getting authenticated, it will let me to log in, or maybe let me management of the activities. This one more device is what we have. This is Jidesh device, I believe. This is it's again a cloud device. When I click on this one, right, I'm not able to see anything because this device is not enrolled to the ControlUp Enrich, or maybe I didn't install the client on this device. So when I install the agent on this device, I will get option, right? When I log in here, I will not be able to manage because the agent is not installed. But if I go back and if I take this device, right, this is the device which I installed the ControlUp agent, right? So now you see I'm able to see the ControlUp agent details over here, right? That's it. This is the ControlUp login screen. So you can see the devices information here. You see my tenant will get expired on next week, right? Like I said, you would get only 20 or 22 days grace period wherein you can do your testing, right? After that, if you want to get it to upgraded, you have to pay for it. So how we'll get the download, I will just say. So when I go here, right, this is your tenant name and the device registration code. Like I said, this is unique for me, right? When you create a new account with your a user ID, or maybe with your account details, you will get a new tenant name and the registration registration code, right? You can install the client on the Windows, Mac OS, and the Linux, and the thin client agent. You can download it when you click on here, right? You just click on downloads and you will get it over here, right? And the supported OS versions are listed, and these are the commands which I said, right? Like I said, see, these are our normal MSI command, right? What we generally use for other MSI installation. It has the device registration code, and it has, like, the what the device tenant name as well listed here in this. You see, this is device registration code, and this is tenant name, right? These are, like, attributes or properties that I have explained in my blog here, right? If you go here a little bit, see, this parameter means the device registration code, tenant means tenant name. If you have any proxy, you can add the proxy. If you have any groups, right, so you can just mention that if you want to add the groups into finance, or maybe like an accounts or help desk, if you have any groups that need to be added, you can add that here, right? You can but do many parameters over here. Let's say when it's all users, it's specify it's for permission installation, right? When it all users to, it enable the system defines values to all the users, right? So you can go through the blog. It explains everything for you, right? So once all done, once the installation is done, you can come back to the Intune console, right? Now everything is ready over here. So this particular mission, only this particular mission, right? CPC, HTMT, whatever, right? I can manage using the ControlUp Enrich tool. Let's say you have, like I said, thousands of mission in your organization. You just install, like, in a couple of missions, say install the client or agent only on the 100 missions. You can manage only those 100 missions using the ControlUp Enrich tool. But you can manage using the Intune, but you can't use your ControlUp Enrich tool over there if you didn't install the client. So let me open up here. So you just need to expand it here. You see, right? It's very interesting now. You see, like I said, I was very impressed. You see the CPU usage of the machine, right? I will start from here. So you see, now it's currently 2%, right? You can monitor it, and the CPU, like, memory usage. So now it is 1.5 GB used, and you can see when it was, like, what was the time, and same way for the CPU usage as well, right? So this particular time, what was the CPU percentage it used, right? If you have there was a spike, right? You see the 28 percentage, right? At what time it was on the yeah, 9 and 58 a.m. today itself, right? So you can monitor it, and like I said, the memory usage spike also, you can see it over here, right? So the CPU, memory, and the total disk you can monitor over here, and network usage you can monitor over here, right? Wi-Fi signal, and the user input delay. So everything you can monitor over here. And if you want to monitor the top process, you can just click here, which all of the process eating your CPU. You can see that over here. Say, let's say if you just encounter your CPU like a spike to 90 percentage, or maybe like 100%, you want to see which process is hitting up your CPU. Just can come here, like, and see which process is taking more CPU, right? Probably you can kill that process. All right. So same way you want to see the RAM usage as well. So what process or what application is taking more RAM, and like probably it is causing the slowness issue. You can come here and see what exactly, which application is taking more RAM, more memory, right? You can kill it, and you can tell to end user, stating that this is a particular app is causing the CPU spike or memory spike. You just kill the app, or maybe go for a reboot, traditional way what you generally follow as per your process. You can just do that. But it will help you to do monitoring activities, right, without any delay. And the advantage, what, it's absolutely live data. There's no delay. Whatever is happening in the end user device, it's absolutely you are getting here in the ControlUp Enrich console as well. Not just the CPU and the memory. You can see when was the last reboot. Where was that? Yeah. So uptime, since 90 days my machine didn't reboot, right? So you can see that who logged into the machine, right? This particular one, and IP address, you can see it over here, and the agent version, obviously, like I said, you have installed the ControlUp agent, right? So it is listing the ControlUp agent version as well, right? And what is the CPU, right? And what is the RAM it has, it has a 8 GB RAM. And what is the operating system what you are using, and what's the version of operating system, and what's the architect, 64-bit, whether it's activated or not, it's activated. And what's the manufacturer, whether it's a virtual machine or physical machine, and what's the serial number. I don't know whether it's the right one or not, I don't have it handy, but yeah, it gives you the serial number as well, right? It gives you the battery health. Mine is a cloud mission, so it doesn't make any sense for me, the battery health. But you can get your battery health details, you can get your operating system details, you can get your CPU, RAM, what else, you name it. You can get anything using this ControlUp Enrich tool here in the first screen itself. So when I go to the action here, it will help you to open the website on the logon. It will help you to write up like in a device events, edge DDX index. So you can do many things or using here in the actions. So this link I can get you. What was that? This is the one. This explains you everything about the ControlUp Enrich. I'll just get you this, so you can go through the link. It will help you to understand more about that. So again, back to the ControlUp Enrich and the Intune, right? So this what I was telling you, a remote shadow. Yeah, take the remote shadow account now. So this is the account. So it will ask you to connect. Let's see whether that would work or not. I'm trying to take connecting to the desktop now. It's taking time, but it's fine. Let me disconnect here, and yeah, let me connect back. Or something went wrong, very bad. So but yeah, whatever, I will try to log in and see. Again, I will try to do the remote shadow. I'll just stop it. It's not working because I think it may take a while to get the current session get stopped. So once that is done, probably we can try it again. I'll try to do the remote control over here. Let's see whether that would work or not. See, what I have seen, if you have any network glitch, right, like probably because of any issue, right, so it will not be able to connect. You need absolutely working network. That makes sense to me. Maybe my network is not good today, but it was working for me. I'm trying to do the remote control, right? Let's see whether that would work or not. And always right, the user account which you're trying to access, you should have the access to take the remote of your machine. That's also keep in mind. So let me try it again. I'm trying to do the shadow. This was what, this was how I was trying to take the remote, right? So I was getting the notification here, right? So when I was trying to get the notification, now I lost the screen. Let me see again whether I would get the pop-up or not. No, something went wrong. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah, it works now. So now I get a pop-up when I try to connect using the remote control. Okay, so what I will do, I will just connect. Yes, so let's see whether I will get the access over here or not. Yeah, I got the access. You see, I can see the screen now. I will get the full access over here. I can let's say I'll just type, open the notepad, right? I'll just say, so it works well. So the spelling is wrong, but that's fine. So yeah, but it works, and you can do the like any troubleshooting activities. If you really want, you can just close it and you got the full access. Let me go to the company portal and let me just do a sync over here. You see, this is my missions, directly login. This is my remote. I'll just cancel this. You can take a screenshot from here. You can do the zoom activities, and you can do the control delete, control alt delete activities over here. You can do that, and this all things, right? Control alt delete and all, it's available in other remote tools as well, but it provides, you can do the zoom, like I said, you can take the screenshot as well. So I got the screenshot here. You see, I'll take the screenshot. Yeah, this is screenshot I just took. Right, you see the screenshot. So right away, right, without wasting the time, you can take the screenshot here. Just took the screenshot. This is a screenshot of the site. It's interesting, right? So you took the access. Now I will just cancel this. Now I'll do the remote shadow. Let me see. Okay, I lost the session. Right. Yeah, it does this an option. You see, ask for the user consent. If it is on, right, it'll ask user consent. So if I just close this one, right, you can manage this from here. I will just connect, right? Let's see, connecting to desktop. So without user consent, right, without doing anything, can see what exactly user is doing over there. I will just open the command prompt. See, over here also it got open, right? But you see, you can't do any activities, just read access over here. You can't do any troubleshooting, you can't close it, you can't write anything. It's just a read access. Like this is what I said, it's a debatable topic, like the shadow, right? What you have it here, it's a good or bad. And moreover, it's a controllable on the ControlUp Enrich tool itself. You can decide whether the user would get the pop-up or not. Probably can be managed using some of the policies. That's a different topic. But as of now, what I have seen as was my testing, right, it can be managed right from the ControlUp Enrich tool itself, right? So even here also you can take the screenshot, so without user consent. So what user is doing, you can see it and you can take the screenshot like this, and you would get that open over here. I will just cancel this as well. And that's what the remote shadow and the remote control. And when it comes to the remote shell, let's say if you want to open the remote shell over here, and if you want to perform the shell commands, so you can just right away do this. And for that also you just need to connect the user account, sorry, the user machine, using the account what you have listed over here. That's it. For this also you no need any user consent, or you probably no need any approval from the user, and you can right away connect the end user devices using the remote shell, and you can do the automation activities as well here. So I think that's it about it. When I go to the ControlUp Enrich site, you can just come here in the overview, right? Again, you can see when is the expiry date, and is there any alert or something. You can just see over here if there is an alert which generated. You can see that over here there's no alert, so this is just my logon alert, right? And you can see the location of everything. And if you want to get any report, you can just get it from here, install the application or something. So these all are the install application. So in my device, you see that there are many application: Google Chrome, Azure Sulu, ControlUp Agent. So all this information, so all this application which I install on my end user device, that you can right away without doing nothing, I would say, just click on the report and you will get it over here, and you can export it to CSV. So that you have to do it on the ControlUp Enrich site, and after logging in with your credential. So when I go back, so you can get the hardware and operating system details as well. So that's it here. All right, operating system is this one. All right, the hardware details and network, and again CPU, memory, right? Whatever we already seen, right? You can see that. And you can do the reboot, you can log off the user. So you can, like I said, you can send a message to the user, you can do the remote shell, you remote control, remote shadow, everything using this tool. So again, I go back, come back and see what are the other things I can show you now. So install the application by version, right? You can see the version here, what applications install. It show you the publisher, right? Name, everything. You can do the filter as well here. Again, you can export this to CSV. That's great. So let me go back. So right, what else? Yeah, there are many reports. By default, reports available. You can explore each and every report if you want to see the missing patches. If there's anything, there's no missing patches on our device, right? If there's anything, it will show up the missing patches as well. Yeah, that's it. I believe, like, all the activities. What else I can show you here? This is nothing. I'm done with my session.